What's up guys, Alganite here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to Social Constructs, or What is a Woman Really, by PhilosophyTube. Alright, let's see what this video has in store for us today, and let's react to, or not really react to it, but rather respond to it. Let's see here.
Hi, my name's Abigail. I've just been doing a little bit of body modification work. Welcome to PhilosophyTube.
I see what you did there. And no, it's not Abigail, it's PhilosophyTube. Your name is literally legally PhilosophyTube, okay? So don't gaslight me. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding in case you guys didn't know. Anyway.
Every now and again when I'm out and about in the world, I'll see somebody say something and immediately think, that's got to be an episode of the show. Usually it's somebody very passionately defending a philosophical viewpoint without necessarily realizing the depth of what they are saying. And
yes, I totally agree. That's, I think, kind of what I'm doing right now. Okay, well, technically I haven't watched the video yet. This is a live react. And I know I normally wouldn't be doing a live react, but I'm doing one only because it's late, kind of. So I wanted to, like, make a bunch of videos, but I didn't end up making them, and so I'm starting now late in the day. So I wanted to just do a quick live react so I don't have to watch like the video and then do it. I know it would take me 20 minutes, but you know, I got kind of plans for today, so I want to just live react to the video for now. So please pardon me if I take a while to address PhilosophyTube's points here. Alright, let's continue.
And to me, that's like the bat signal. I'd grab my tools and I'd go to work. I want to pop the hood on what they've said and take a look at all the philosophy inside. And today, I have found a doozy. There's a British website called Mumsnet. It's a forum for parents. And a while ago, there was a thread that started with, "Mother is a social construct. Discuss." And one lady wrote, "Carrying and birthing my child was not a social construct."
Okay, let's analyze this here, okay? Well, technically, no. Birth, and like the idea of mothering a child, like taking care of a child that's yours, or technically maybe even one that's not yours, technically, like, cause technically be a mother to, like, well, not technically not a biological mother, but you could be like a mother that's like an adoptive mother. Is what I'm thinking of. Like, you could be adoptive mother, or you can, you know, be like a stepmother or something. That's so to a mother to your kid that's not yours. But the idea, I mean, technically, all words are like, I don't know if they're social contracts, but like all words are technically made up. So I don't know if that's what philosophy is gonna say here, but just an idea. If you're gonna say that, you know, all words are made up, well, yeah, they're all made up, but they have meaning. Like, just because someone's made up doesn't mean it's a social contract. I'm not saying that's what philosophy was gonna say, or is saying. I'm just saying, in case that's what's going through anyone's minds, it doesn't make any sense to use that argument, I don't think.
And I saw that and I was like, ah, PhilosophyTube time, baby. This lady was actually making a metaphysical claim.
Yeah, I think metaphysics is like the idea of what's real, like basically stuff based in reality or whatever. I don't exactly know the meaning, the exact meaning, but let's see if PhilosophyTube gives us the meaning here.
Physics is the bit of philosophy that broadly looks at existence. So if ethics is, how do I be a good driver? And aesthetics is, how do I make my car look cool? Metaphysics is, what are cars? What are they made of?
So basically, it's thank you PhilosophyTube for the definition. I appreciate it. In case you're watching this for some reason, even you're watching me react to your 4-year-old video, I probably will be doing some reacts to, or not reacts, sorry, I keep saying reacts, more like responses. I probably would be doing more responses to PhilosophyTube as well. Check out PhilosophyTube's channel if you guys haven't already, and give it a watch, you know, see what you guys think, and see if you can respond to their to PhilosophyTube's video, and see if you can respond to it, or what you think, or if PhilosophyTube's right or wrong, you know. But anyway, let's get into this.
How do they work? If you were to take a class, you might look at things like causation, free will, space, and time. I once had a metaphysics lecture where the professor argued that time does not exist. which was very funny because, no joke, he turned up 10 minutes late. So when I saw that comment, I wondered two things.
That's kind of funny though. He turned up 10 minutes late and says there's no testing. Imagine like you turn up to work late and it's like, oh, why are you late, dude? Like you're 20 minutes late, and you're just like, time doesn't exist. Time's a social construct. I mean, in a sense, it is a social construct. The idea of like time, like 1 hour, 2 hours. But time itself, the fact that things happen on like a line of time, in a sense, that's technically not a social construct. I wouldn't think so.
Firstly, what is a social construct? And secondly, why do people sometimes have such strong feelings about them? Fasten your seatbelts.
What the heck is that thing? No offense, but what in the world was that? Were those glasses? I think those are like for me under the car or something, like Botanic's glasses or something. Maybe that's why I don't know what it is. But my goodness.
Philosophers draw a useful distinction between an object and its properties. This car is silver. It has the property being silver. I could paint it a different color, take that property away, give it a new one, but it would still be the same object. You might well wonder, how many of the properties can we take away before the object is gone? If I give this car new paint, new engine...
Wait a minute, I think I just... Oh my gosh, I think my friend just talked to me about this, like, yesterday. Dude, about, like, about the ship thing, where it's... I forgot what the problem is called, but, like, if you have to replace parts of your ship, how many parts of the ship do you have to replace for the ship to be considered, like, not the same ship, not the same object, right? I mean, truthfully, I think it's kind of... It's not, like... turn on and off switch where like, okay, if this amount of parts and it's like, okay, it's not the same object anymore. Once you have half the car gone, it's not the same object. I don't think that's how it works. I think it's more like you have less of the same object. It's not like on or off, yes or no thing, I don't think.
New brakes, new electricals. Is it still the same car? That's the kind of question a metaphysician would think about. For now, though, you understand this distinction between an object and its properties. And there's different kinds of properties too. Some we would say are intrinsic. That means you can't really separate the object from the property. It's an intrinsic property of triangles that they have 3 sides. If you take that away, it's not a triangle anymore. Others we would say are relational. This car has the property being next to me. But if I move, then it doesn't have that property anymore, because it depends on my location. If this car was my favorite, we would say that it has the property being my favorite, which is not only relational, but depends on my feelings rather than my location. And now, here's the $1 million question. What kind of property are things like being a woman, being a man, being black, white, gay, straight, whatever? Are they intrinsic? Are they relational? Are they something else? What?
I think being a woman is intrinsic. Like there's something that, I mean, I know people will say, well, like depending on what you say, they might say, well, what about intersex people? Like, what about them? Don't they prove that there's a gender spectrum and that you can become any gender that you want because of the fact that there's people who have different parts than what you thought or what you say there are, or something like that. So let's see what philosophy has to say, though. Let's continue on.
Do they depend on? They are pretty important.
Yes,
I guarantee that properties like that have shaped your entire life. They've sure as hell shaped mine. So, what the heck are they? In offering my theory of social categories, the aim is to reveal the cogs and belts and arrangements of parts in machines that often are oppressive. To start solving this puzzle...
Oh, but what do you mean, often are oppressive? Okay, I wonder what the implications are here.
We can do something that philosophers love. And if you enjoy this, then you should absolutely study metaphysics, because this is like half of it. Imagine another Earth called Earth 2.
Oh my gosh, no way. That is like the most creative name I've ever heard for an alternate version of Earth. No way. Okay, Anyway, all jokes aside, all jokes aside, I'm not making fun of philosophy tube here. I'm just like, I thought it's funny. It's funny that philosophy tube says like I mean, my neck's kind of hurt me, but like a philosophy tube is saying like, oh, Earth 2. Imagine ultimate version of Earth is called Earth 2. I guess it was just the way it was presented, you know, because technically in mathematics, like math person would probably say, would say or something like that, or like we have thing A and thing B. It would make sense to technically call it Earth 2. Give me 1 second, guys. My friend's calling me. I'm gonna answer that real quick. Alright, anyway, I'm back. So I'm just gonna continue making the video now, because of course it's live reaction. I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing. So I'm just gonna continue on, because I am not redoing this whole thing unless absolutely necessary. So let's continue.
And on Earth 2, they have all the same ideas we do about
Yes.
sex and race and gender, all those same categories, but they also have an extra one called Schmite. Schmite is very simple. There's 2 kinds of people on Earth 2, bigs and minis. Bigs is any adult over 5 feet tall, and minis is anyone under. And let's say that whether you're a big or a mini really affects your life on Earth 2. Like, if you're a big, you can get a better job, you can get a nicer house, you're allowed to marry whoever you like. If you're a mini, life is hard. Suppose we were to meet the people of Earth 2, and we said, Schmite is just a social construct. Being a big or being a mini, those are clearly relational properties. They depend on how other people feel about you. They might say, no, it's not.
How you treat a mini would be socially constructed as to why, like, why you treat them like that, why you treat them less than is because of the fact that they're a mini. That's a social construct. But the fact that you are this tall, I mean, you exist that tall. Like, if you are a mini, you're still that tall. Like, the category of mini is like, it's just I mean, we all have categories for things, okay? We all, like, even, okay, you could basically say like any word, like, okay, the word, like, I guess big is a social construct, but something like, but how big though would be considered big, and you could argue semantics on that. But like, I mean, overall, I mean, the idea of something being a certain size or less, I mean, that's still a category, just like any other word. I wouldn't imagine it being any more social construct than like some other things. Like, would it be more of a social construct than woman? I think that I think it would be more of a social construct than woman, because women might have a more solid definition. Because size is more like a spectrum, and gender or sex at least is not. I guess depending on your definition of gender and sex, that is.
It's not about feelings. It's objectively observable. Look, I have a tape measure. I can tell whether someone is a big or a mini. Reaching tall things on my shelf is not a f***ing social construct. But we might come back and say, okay, yeah, you can measure somebody's height. Nobody's denying that. But what we're driving at is, why do you care? Why?
Because words have meanings, and like, well, why do you care? I mean, why do you care about being trans? Like, why do you care about, like, I guess dressing like a woman? Why do you care about being a woman? Why is that what you want to do? Why do you care about that? Why do you care about like, if being a woman is a social construct and has no meaning, then what is the whole point of you saying or of you dressing up like that? What's the point?
Why have you constructed your social systems around this feature? Maybe you've got a good reason for it, but on Earth 1 we don't do that. We have the property being tall, but we don't have the property being a big or being a mini.
I see.
So you guys must have invented them. And all the Earth 2 people will be like,
yeah. Well, we invented the term woman, sure, but it describes something objective. Like, and so does being a big or a mini. Just being big and being a mini is just like just sections of a spectrum, rather than sections of a binary. Which I guess section of binary wouldn't make sense. It would just be the different areas of the two different categories of the binary.
you guys are weird. Meanwhile, the people of Earth 0 are looking at us, going, whoa, what's all this stuff about race and sex? I mean, we understand skin color and reproductive organs, yeah, we're not erasing anybody's biology or anything like that, but
yeah, let's make sure we're not doing that. Yeah.
you guys divided your whole population and you based your whole society around this? Why? And maybe we'd say, well, it's evolutionary psychology, you know? On Earth 1, some of us can carry children, some of us can't, so we evolve different societal roles, and we make that distinction. Carrying and birthing a child is not a f***ing social construct. And they might go, okay, yeah, but what about Mother's Day cards? I mean, are you seriously telling me that you evolved to buy each other those? Get out of
Well,
town.
yeah, look, sure, there are some, of course, social constructed, like cultural things that people do, right? I mean, of course that's baked into our culture. That's just what people do sometimes. I mean, that doesn't make being a woman or a mother any more of a social construct just because someone does something someone makes a social construct based on like the culture they have around like someone being a mother. Like not all the things might be like okay based on biology, right? But anyway,
there's definitely some aspects of being a mother that you've invented. I mean, there's nature, you've got your natural properties, yeah, but then you guys, you've added a whole bunch of stuff on top of that. You're doing augmented reality like projecting extra properties onto the world. On Earth 0, we don't have any of that. We've just got the natural properties, no additives. And then suddenly, in come the people from Earth -1. And they're like, whoa, hold on there. What's all this stuff about natural properties? The only reason that the people of Earth 2 bother to measure height, the only reason they have a concept of height, is because they care about schmite. The act of measuring someone's height isn't a neutral thing that happens before they get a...
First of all, if you don't have an idea what height is, like an idea about how tall something is in inches or like centimeters, then how are you going to have math? Like, there are certain parts of math that are going to be gone. Like, what about numbers? Are those a social construct too? Like the amounts of things, or you could have an objective. Okay, sure, like 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. But why do you care? Like, well, first of all, because it's math, right? I mean, because things have importance, right? If I need to eat like 5 apples to be full, but I only get 2 apples, then I'm not going to be full. I need more apples. I need to get more apples, right? Sure, it just helps when you have better like communication. Like if you're more advanced in communication, like more advanced than some other animals that might not have or may not have a concept of numbers. I don't know if animals have concepts of numbers. Don't ask me. I don't know. I'll have to look it up sometime though. That would be an interesting topic. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. I gotta stop that. I'm just kind of passionate about kind of using logic. It's kind of fun. I got that Ben Shapiro in me, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I guess that was a stupid joke, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
Signed big or mini, when you measure something, you're already assuming that there is something there worth measuring. So these supposedly objective natural properties of yours are also social constructs. It's not augmented reality, it's full VR, son. On Earth -1, we don't have any of that. We're all just vibing. Presumably, life on those other Earths would look a little bit different. If you were walking around Earth 2, you'd see signs with like bigs only and stuff, because social constructs shape our environment. Suppose we took a whole city of people here on Earth 1 and we erased their memories so they didn't know about sex and race. Would they reinvent those categories when they...
I would think so, because you have people who can birth babies, and then you have people who help with, or who or the other half of that, who like, I guess it is an observable thing. I mean, it's been baked into like even language, even it's that's how important it is. I mean, it's literally one of the most important distinctions, probably on the planet, right? I mean, between male and female, to an extent, so. I mean, race, I think people would notice different skin colors and makeup. Maybe they could make up something like race, but I mean, I'm sure they have some different properties. Like I think black people have like a higher amount of fast twitch muscle fibers, so they're better at athletics or something. I think maybe that's just some eugenics or something, but I mean, that's something I've heard. Of course, I've heard that, so take that with a grain of salt. Okay, haven't done extensive research on that or anything. So, but I'm sure we could invent like, sure we'd have like by words for people who have different skin colors than us, right? I mean, if we simply forgot about them, and then I mean, we'd notice the difference. There's a difference, right? If we have different names for colors. If we didn't, if our minds were erased of the idea of, or at least of the idea of colors, we'd probably come back up with that again, because we'd say, oh, well, this thing is this color. Well, what's that called? What is this called? And we'd come up with that. There's a reason why we came up with it in the first place, and it's not, at one point we probably didn't have a concept of certain things, but then then it became something. So I mean, I'm sure some things at least would come back, like woman, and maybe race.
Saw their environment? Would they look at public toilets and go, oh, hey, there's 2 different spaces here. But in our homes, we've only got one. What's up with that?
Well, that in particular, sure, you could just, like, you don't have like urinals in your homes usually. If you do, what the heck? I'm just kidding. It's no shame to you if you got a urinal in your house for whatever reason. But like, I mean, I know you could just sit on the toilet. I guess it's just, urinals might make it a little. It's just a different design for something, I guess. I don't know why we have urinals. I mean, technically anyone could just sit in the stall and go to the bathroom. So I mean, that particular part of things, sure, that might not come back. But like the idea of women and stuff, and also if you have like a, especially since men lust after women, there might still be women's spaces like women's locker rooms and such when women have to undress. So I'm sure those things might come back. I would have a good chance of coming back.
Would they go, oh, hey, we've got darker skin and we all live on the bad side of town where the houses aren't as nice? Why?
Well, because culture, I guess. Like, culture, and so you would say redlining, but there's also, like, I guess possibly, I mean, I don't know if why they live there is because of culture, but I mean, I guess there's a bit of victim culture now going around to a lot of people, so, but like, I mean, blacks murder each other at like higher rates, I think, than any other race, I think. But I mean, I think it's a culture thing. I mean, of course, that technically doesn't have to do with skin color. It's just a culture thing. So if you erase the culture, then that probably wouldn't be happening. It's just, so that technically doesn't have to do with race necessarily, but it correlates with race because of the race's culture, the general culture. Of course, not everyone's like the culture might be, because people can be different. Individual people can be different, but.
Our social constructs have shaped our environment, which in turn reinforce our social constructs. I think that was an episode of Star Trek, actually. So we've identified this whole layer of reality, which really affects our lives, but which we seem to be just inventing, at least to some extent. So, what is going on?
Yeah, why does it matter that we invented the light bulb or something? Because we invented it. Like, I don't know if, like, saying, like, what was saying about the light bulb? I mean, light bulb was invented, like, I mean, the light bulb was a physical thing, but, like, the idea of one might not be. Like, it's just, like, you invented it, right? Someone invented it, right? Thomas Edison and such, and some other people, depending on the different type of light bulb, but, like, it's an invention. Why does it matter? Well, because it helps us, right? I mean, some of these, you could possibly argue some of these social contracts may help and some may hurt us, depending on which ones they are. So, I mean, I guess there are purposes for some. I guess some may come from the evils of humanity. Some may come from wanting to help our own species, perhaps. Should I end it here? Because this is technically part 2. I think I should end it here. So, let me know what you guys think. I'll end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you haven't already. Comment down below what you guys think of the video. Is Puppet right or wrong on this? If there was even a point made, I guess. I guess it's more like, why does it matter? I guess is what was made. But also, like the video if you haven't already, and then subscribe. And if I didn't say that already, thank you so much for watching. Good night out. Bye.